The people I'll be working with, what they like.
Standard nerds!
You're listening to Comics Podcasting on the edge of civility.
I'm always ready, motherfucker.
But for what?
That is the question, and the honest answer is barely anything. But, hey kids, you're listening to The Mean Geek, episode 182.
Man.
This is TechJedi.
Boo!
Your host, Adrian
Boo!
Hunter, the wildly inappropriate piece of shit next to me yelling boo.
That wasn't me, that was the audience.
Oh yeah, that's a yawn. That's what the hell kind of yawn is that? Is that an elephant yawn? What is that? Is that a cow yawn? What the fuck?
Dude, I am a
Is
duck.
the ever ebullient Reverend Mad Duck William Sean Francis Scott McGinnis?
There's no Scott in there.
I don't know.
The rest of it's accurate, sadly. I got a lot of names.
Well, you are a fucking mix, so whatever.
Man.
I'm feeling saucy right now.
Well, you've been on the sauce for a long time. That only makes sense.
Pretty much, yeah. So, I don't remember any great, big, huge, interesting nerd news this week.
Anything major that I've seen? I'm trying to think.
Everybody is so mad about Manarra's cover to Spider-Woman.
I have not seen anything on that. What's the story there?
It's a fucking Manarra cover. So think about what he would do with Spider-Woman.
No.
Exactly. It's essentially a colored nude. So there is no indication that that is actually clothing on her. It's just colored that way. That's the big controversy right now. Everybody's losing their shit about that. And anatomically speaking, it does look stupid. But this is Milo fucking Manarra. He's used to heavy metal. He is not used to American tastes in comic books. You know, he gets paid, he draws sexy women, and that's the end of that. You know, I think that it's bad anatomy and just not everything it could be. But some people, oddly enough, the big artist defenders like Kevin McGuire, who is essentially an artist does what he wants because he's an artist and you should shut the fuck up.
Right. Well, in a much nicer way. Like, you know.
Not always. Sometimes he flat out says that kind of stuff. And that's the craziness this week.
But what did he have to say on
It's pretty much just that. He's an artist. He's making art. He doesn't have to make you happy with it.
Sin City: A Dame to Kill For is actually finally starting to pop up, shockingly enough.
It's out. It came out last week. Almost no one is talking about it. I read one review that said it was almost unwatchable because of the misogyny. And I'm like, this is a pulp. It's very difficult to judge a pulp motif on our current moral mores shit. And yes, it's over the top. It's so far over the top. They do treat women very badly at points. But it's still just a story. I'm pretty sure, despite how batshit Frank Miller has gotten the last couple of years, he's not actively hating women.
The thing is, like, have you read the stories? Like, you know, how do you not?
Yeah,
how do you
why
go into
weren't
a
you
film?
saying this shit 15 years ago when he was writing it? You know? That's a good question.
Like, it's not like I mean, the first film really dealt with the works as a whole pretty true to form. So I'm not thinking they're taking giant dramatic jumps in this one. Like, you know, Frank Miller is a co-director. I'm sure, like, he's so giving of his properties. I'm sure that, you know, Banderas is like, I'm going to make them hate women more. He's like, I'm cool with that. Yeah, we're just fuck women up all day long. You go.
You know, and I'm not saying that the pulps had things right back in the 30s.
Rodriguez,
no,
I think I just said
mistreating
Banderas, which is totally not
motherfuckers.
accurate.
That is absolutely true. But, you know...
Well, I will say this. I don't entirely agree with that. The thing with pulps is that a lot of times the women were not nice. But no one, like, you go back to a lot of pulp mystery, and I've actually been reading a lot of these lately. Like, everyone's kind of horrible.
Yeah, but then what the counter argument for many people is the writer is making this up. He can make people any way he wants, and he chooses to make them bad.
But the men are bad, the women are bad. Like, you know, sometimes the men are dragging the women down, sometimes the women are dragging the men down. Like, there's some dark things. There's a book by a guy named Horace McCoy called They Shoot Horses, Don't They?
Ah, I've heard of that one.
Okay, so the story of this particular pulp mystery, or pulp novel, because there's no mystery to it, they're in one of those competitive dance things.
Okay.
And the woman is horrible. Like, the young guy and her, they live near each other, they vaguely know each other, so they go into this dance competition, they run all the way through, and in the end there's a shooting, and the young gentleman has found they have fans, like people will sponsor the dancers over the time that they spend dancing. Like, non-stop dance competitions is the most insane thing known to man. Like, if you look into this stuff, people are like, no, fucking 40s were insane, the 30s, 20s, whenever it was. Crazy people. But she finds a sponsor who loves him, this old lady who's like, oh, I think you're great. Oh, but that woman is horrible. She's dragging you down. And then she gets shot, the sponsor. So at the very end of the book, the guy shoots her, his partner, because she's miserable and she wants to die, and hands him the gun. And his response was like, why'd you do it? As they're sentencing to death, it's like she was done. Like, they shoot horses when they're done.
Oh,
she was broken.
That's fucked up.
And she was, but at the same time, you're like, that's just not a normal concept. But you don't see a lot of people going, Horace McCoy hates women. Like...
And granted, that was the only review I read. I have no idea. And, you know, Wired has this weird set of reviews where they often don't bother going straight for the material. They often try to shoehorn it into whatever social milieu they think they're going to get the most clicks out of.
Right. My thing is, like, is it fair to hold to a movie to a different standard than you held the comic book?
Well, the other thing is the comic book came out 15 years ago, and there's been a monumental shift in attitude since then.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not like people were all hating on women 15 years ago. Like, it was a stylized version. Plus, I mean, I have to think back. Like, I don't remember. Like, if I recall Sin City, like, everyone gets fucked over. Like, there's not...
Oh, sure.
Do women get fucked over? Yes. Do men get fucked over? Yes. In the first film, were women fucked over? Yes. The trailer they made to show that it worked was Josh Hartnett as the general taking a woman's check and murdering her.
Yeah.
And cashing it himself instead of helping her. That was what they shot to prove that the movie was viable. That was their argument. Like, here's the scene where Josh Hartnett takes a woman's money and then kills her. Let's make a movie. This is how they sold the film to people. And you all have a problem now.
Yeah, well, it's also Wired.
But then again, I might watch the movie and be like, holy crap, they hate women. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But my argument against it is, like, I've read them. I'm not surprised.
I reread the entire series in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. And some of it was a lot harsher than I remember, and some of the dialogue was a lot stiffer and crappier than I remember. And boy, howdy, does that guy like to write fucking text. Oh my God, those pages, it was one or the other with that fucking guy. He didn't have a couple of paragraphs here and there. He had an entire third of that fucking page, or he had a giant silhouette of a dinosaur. That he was here or there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back. I haven't read them in a while.
Panels were not his friends.
Do they hold up?
Most of them hold up pretty well.
Because, I mean, like, the whole Sin City, Marv sleeps with a girl who only sleeps with him to keep herself from being murdered, which he fails miserably at. So then he goes on a murder rampage, slaughtering everyone to find out who killed her so he can kill them. This is the entire plot.
Yep.
Like, I'm not skipping anything.
No, that's it, right there.
There's some hatchet murders. There's a cannibal. And a whole lot of people do not do well. Like, really. I mean,
it's very dark, gritty material, and this is the original grit right here.
Like, if you're complaining about it in the second film, do you not recall the key scene where the cannibal was stuffing and mounting the heads of women on his wall?
But, their argument again is, we dealt with it and we watched it, but was it really any more acceptable then? Because that was 9 years ago, too.
I suppose.
It's a good question.
I don't recall the reviews of that really focusing on that part of it.
But that was 9 years ago, so, do you remember a review from 9 years ago?
Being me, you'd think yes, but no, in this case, for once, I have to say no.
It's a viable conversation to be had, but I think this particular reviewer was trying to sound a lot more sensitive than he might really have been.
How is Dante?
No, it wasn't.
I apologize, man. It's just a good line.
He doesn't listen. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fair enough. No one listens. But on the other hand, like, can we have this argument till we've seen the film?
Not really.
It's, because maybe, like, we could watch it and we could come out of it like, holy crap, they were right. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
But to me, like, I find it hard to believe that it's all that different from the source material. And if that's the case, then
the argument becomes the source material was pretty bad from a social standpoint as well.
But then, like, why do you make the movie? Like, that, because the other aspect of that is, like, if you change the source material, like,
then you get yelled at for doing that.
Did Nathaniel Hawthorne hate women because he made that girl walk around with a big scarlet letter on her? Well, we changed that and gave it a happy ending. Well, everyone on Earth hates that. No one walking around was like, what's a really good adaptation is the Scarlet Letter. Did you see that shit? Every time I read that book, I'm like, this needs a happy ending.
Wait, every time you've read it? How many times have you read that shit?
First off, I'm lying. And second, because no one says that. Everyone's like, you're like, what's a really bad adaptation? That would be the Scarlet Letter. Go see that. Well played, sir.
There's a lot of weird things. I mean, it's so difficult to take some people to task.
I can take anybody to task. Who you kidding? I am the taskmaster with that shit.
You ain't half as funny as the taskmaster.
Depends on the day.
Well, all right, fine. So anyway, it's Marvel Week, and we have a steadily shrinking Marvel pile.
So sad.
Which it disappoints me greatly, but you gotta grip me. You gotta.
No, I do not.
You have to
shoot.
Grip
away with you.
Me.
Away.
I just want to be gripped.
I know you do.
I haven't been gripped in quite some time.
Anyway, Bueller.
So,
oh hey, I have big nerd news. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
You're turning what? 47?
No, damn you. 43.
Oh, I don't know
Asshole.
how. I don't know how I always get that wrong.
I'm only one more than you.
Isn't that 42 then?
You will be 42 in a couple of months.
Okay, so you're going to be 2 years older than me.
No.
For a couple of months.
I'm going to be for a couple. God, you are such an asshole.
You have to admit, though, I legitimately, generally do not know my own age.
Which, as a generally bright human being, I find that so difficult to wrap my head around.
I don't really think about it.
How are you that dumb?
There's a lot of math involved, it turns out.
There's one little bit of math. There's not a lot of any math in there. And on top of that, it's simple arithmetic. It's not like you have to solve for y plus x squared.
There's a fraction.
No, there isn't.
There's a fraction of my interest as to how old I am.
Okay.
And now puns.
Yeah, okay. Amazing X-Men 7.
I feel like you're just cutting me off now.
I am, in fact.
Oh, okay.
So there's this stupid Wendigo curse that now copies and runs to multiple people.
I actually really appreciate one thing in this book.
Yeah?
Which was the fact that they're like, okay, if you eat human flesh on Canadian soil, you turn into a Wendigo.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so it's only a Canadian thing. Like, the Wendigo, apparently there's something about Canadian soil that creates giant fucking Hulk-level furry monsters that eat people.
The thing is, if you got a person sandwich in your hand as you're crossing the border, are you fine?
I think it's a level of digestion. Like, if you step out, let's say that Jeffrey Dahmer eats a dude, I'm going to use you in this example.
Oh, great.
And then
So it's a feast, really.
If he walks over the Canadian border still chewing
It's
on
a
you,
smorgasbord!
then he becomes a Wendigo. If he's already eaten you, I think it's a level of how much is you and how much is, stomach juices at that point. Maybe he becomes like part Wendigo, like Wendy the friendly Wendigo or something. Like
Jeffrey Dahmer would never be the friendly Wendigo.
Who knows? I mean, it's Canadian. Like,
yeah, there's that.
Like, it's all loony pun. I now announce puns, by the way. It's more fun for me. But yeah, so I never understood fully how Wendigos show up. And last time I recall them was in the Frank Cho Art Adams Red Hulk when they were attacking Vegas.
Oh yeah,
which makes no sense now because we imported Canadian monsters to Las Vegas.
Isn't there enough monsters in fucking Vegas at this point?
We couldn't find enough douche boats of our own that we had to fucking
douche boats. Wow, you're just wringing that one to death, man. Canoe wasn't good enough. You have to go for boats now.
Commodore Wife came up with douche boat.
Did you?
It was a slip of the tongue. I'm like, I'm taking that.
Couldn't remember canoe.
Hey, if you're too big a douche to be a canoe, you're a douche boat. You may now quote me. Make your t-shirt.
Wow. So, yeah, they take over an entire town, which seems excessive, because how the hell are you going to defeat an entire town of Wendigo? I'm sure that Yost has something in mind, but I'll bet it's convoluted and weird. Wendigo takes out a fucking jet fighter of all things, which was kind of interesting to see, but also seems like, why would the Wendigo care about an F-15?
I was pretty pleased that they made the Wendigos super badass. Like, I remember the Wendigo back in the day fighting the Abomination and the Hulk and Wolverine, and you're like, dude, the Wendigo is badass, but it was also a dumb furry thing, and they didn't really use it very much.
Right.
But they really stressed in this book. Yas has a good sense of Marvel history. He's like, no, these things fucking suck. Like, you need to understand this. Like, if a Wendigo shows up, your day is going to blow. And you have a lot of people, like, I'm pretty sure that half of Alpha Flight is a fucking Wendigo right now. Vindicator,
they are, most
Guardian.
of them, man. Talisman and Puck show up. Fucking, they both, did Puck get changed?
No.
But Talisman did.
She didn't get changed so much as she got gored like old school Wolverine, 3 friggin' fingers through her. Not in a good way.
Ow. Ouch. Ew.
Yes, exactly.
Nasty fucker.
Dude, how bad a reveal is it? It's like, dun dun dun, here's Talisman and Puck to save the day.
Look, when your day needs to be saved by Talisman and Puck,
I literally would turn, like, if I were one of the weird non-Wendigo people living in that town, hiding in a basement, I would turn to be like, we're totally fucked. Alright, if Captain Ultra doesn't come to fucking team, then we are boned.
Wow, Tales of the Gold Monkey is an incredible TV show.
It always was. Yes, that's what. Yeah, one thing we've missed in the podcast, and the thing we need to bring up, is we don't announce what we're watching anymore.
Well, most of it is such crap.
Doesn't matter. The crap is actually, we've turned people onto Black Sheep. We've turned people onto some of the truly strange and bizarre films that we've watched.
Well,
but yes, this
right
time,
now, yes, we're watching an episode of Tales of the Gold Monkey from 1984.
How the hell do you remember that?
I was in 6th grade.
I own this shit. I don't know what year it came out.
6th grade was the same year I saw Ghostbusters.
I found this used at the book barn. The Tales of Gold Monkey. And I'm like, holy crap, I am like, how do I not buy this?
Who would ever give this up?
Dude, that's exactly my thought. And obviously someone who's not me, because my memories of this show are so much better than this actual show. I'm like, no, it's the best thing ever. It's like Indiana Jones on television. And you're like, no, they tried that with young Indiana Jones, and they had the actual people, and it still didn't work out. Fuck you, this has a monkey.
And a dog with an eye patch.
Let me tell you, by the way, how often Commodore Wife is sick of the sentence, fuck you, this has a monkey. That
is... That amuses me terribly.
Back to
Fuck
Wendigos.
you, this has a monkey. Now, eventually, at the end, because there's lots of boring fighting, Wolvie turns into a Wendigo. Because I have no other funny way to say it. He's a Wendigo.
They made badass. Like, they made everything they really built the Wendigo up well. I will say that. My biggest problem with this book is that it's just, it doesn't remotely feel like a team.
No.
And there are too many other better X-Men books for this. And I actually buy this one, and it was because you had the Aaron McGinnis team, and they're both gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you take away what I wanted, and I'm not...
And it's only 9 issues in.
Right.
I mean, why did you even start? Why would you agree to do a book for that few issues?
I mean, all right, fine, you want to start it off, whatnot. Like, here's the Nightcrawler team. It feels like, okay, here's the X-Men we're not using. And Wolverine, because you have to have Wolverine.
Yeah, there's no choice.
But you've got a core team of Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Colossus. Like, literally half of the most popular X-Men team of all time.
And somehow it's
And then you
not
got
engaging.
Iceman, Firestar, and Northstar.
Yeah. Northstar? Leave him in X-Force.
Honestly, well, I don't read X-Force, so I have no idea he was even in that.
Or maybe he's in X-Men Legacy.
He was in
either
Alpha
way,
Flight. That's where I...
Leave him where he was. That's
Either
my
way,
philosophy.
nothing's particularly gelling. Like, I know you really like the Alien Baby story, but all these stories just come out of left field.
Oh, well, that was a special, and that was just randomly amusing. That wasn't...
That was a single issue. That wasn't a special. That was part of this.
That was that transitional
Yeah.
issue. Yeah.
It
was amusing.
The only thing I really like is the Firestar...
Bobby interaction.
And they're not doing a ton with that, although it's only 9 issues in, so, I mean, slow build. Obviously, having Nightcrawler and Wolverine playing off each other is always fun, but you also have that Nightcrawler. It's like, I'm not getting anything so special in this book that I need to be buying it.
Yeah.
And in point of fact, I'm not buying it anymore.
Right.
Is what it comes down to. I wanted it to be awesome. It is not. And who's the artist now?
This is Kyle, whoever the hell he is.
I didn't have any problem with the art, but, like, McGinnis is amazing. And, yes, I'm biased because of name, but he still is.
It's accurate. You're right.
And, like, if you're not killing me with the writing, you're not killing me with the art. And I like Yost. I just don't like the team enough to follow this book.
Yeah.
It might gel into something really cool. I'm not willing to wait.
Right. I mean, 9 issues is the better part of a year. If it was going to happen, it should have happened by now. So, whatever. Now, the other one we're killing, for very similar reasons.
Even more so. Like, you could, if with a really good argument, you could sway me to keep going with this. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, if this happens... Yeah.
Okay.
You could not. Like,
Nightcrawler is not going to get another issue out of us.
It's going to get 2 more, unfortunately. But
yeah, well, because magic memory stealing makes memories into paper is kind of bizarre and not... It's a weird take that seems ingenious, but also seems overly silly.
It's
and
not
complex.
a terrible it's an Excalibur concept.
Yeah, and it should have stayed in Excalibur.
But when Claremont was doing Excalibur, like, that idea totally fits. Alan Davis drawing that, you can already see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's my thing with Claremont, is every time Claremont returns to the X-Men, he has this idea, and as we get older, it's more and more of a shit idea that everyone knows everything he's ever done on the X-Men.
Yeah. It's true. He pulls out ideas and relationships that are back from, like, 83, for God's sake.
Like, if you are decently familiar with the X-Men, you know Nightcrawler and Wolverine's relationship. I mean, if you're even basically, you know that they were buddies.
Yeah.
They had a really cool bond that everyone has enjoyed. Like, if you like comics, you like Wolverine and fucking Nightcrawler hanging out together.
Right.
Always a good time. If you were decently familiar, you know that that Nightcrawler had a relationship with Amanda Sefton, who was a witch. Am I getting the last name right? Am I pronouncing
Yes.
that? Okay.
You're right.
If you're more detail-oriented, you know that Nightcrawler had an adopted mother, Marguerite Cesardo.
Yeah, Marguerite Polish girl.
Yeah, Lizardos, whatever. And if you're like minutia that even the fucking Rev doesn't know, you know that she's some sort of uber-powerful witch who has some sort of history with Storm. I don't know where that's from. I don't recall that.
No, I that was not in my memory either. I had to pull that. So I had to think so hard about that.
So now you've got this idea of diminishing returns. It's like you have to know minutia that Claremont wrote. It's like, well, I wrote that in a Marvel team-up that me and Byrne did.
Oh, well, Fabu. That was 30 seconds before I started collecting 30 fucking years ago, thank you.
Yeah, pull back a little bit on your own fucking self-worship. Now, all that's ignorable if it's awesome. But first off, the villain in the piece is not great.
No.
You have to know her really well to be, like, threatened. And then on top of that, you've got this horrible Triforce fucking robot thing that actually works for her, and she created, like, dumb as a stump, like, awful.
Yeah, it didn't grab me as a villain that we should be worried about.
It was terrible. And then you've got the big fight, and people are fighting them, and Psylocke shows up, and you've got some sort of cockroach, scorpion, mutant boy.
Yeah, I don't know what he was about, and I don't like him.
And then, if that's not enough, you have the Claremont ending where Amanda and Nightcrawler jump into the afterlife, for lack of a better term, to close the tunnel that Margulies opened.
Right.
But since Nightcrawler refused heaven, he's not allowed back in, so Amanda goes on her own and dies?
I don't know. When you transition between those two particular dimensions, you have to give something up. Well, actually, no, that's not true, because people go to hell all the time and come back no worse for the wear.
But here's the thing. If you're going to sacrifice Amanda and make it mean something, and make Nightcrawler earning his way back into heaven for refusing it important, which is a viable storyline if you look at it in larger terms.
Right.
If you're going to do that, you got to not do it in the first 4 issues. Like, make the relationship mean something. Don't assume that everybody remembers it.
Yeah, give them some more time together. Let the people who are just starting this, Nightcrawler, who's he? I think I'll get his book because he looks interesting. I mean,
or I've heard of him, or I've read, fucking Marvel Vision. Like, there's all sorts of reasons where you're like, Nightcrawler's back, I'd like to pick that up.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a #1, I'll try this.
Yeah.
Fine, I don't have a problem. Like, not everybody's 40 years old and reads comics every goddamn day.
Yeah.
Like, and thank fuck. But the fact of the matter is, like, you're jumping so fast and forward.
Way, way fast.
And there's a loss. And I feel like every time I pick up Claremont retouching the X-Men, there's this, here's the stuff I didn't get last time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, if this was X-Men 235 or 315 or something in the middle of Claremont's run, I wouldn't have as big a problem with it, because these relationships were intact.
Yeah, at that point.
But I don't care that Amanda died, because I haven't thought about Amanda, and the last time I saw her was
somewhere in Excalibur
in the
ages
90s.
ago.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
At least 15 years since I can viably remember her.
Right. No, I'm totally with you.
So I just don't think the book rewards enough, and the new things are not cool at all. What is the name of the villain? Like, what's the robot thing?
I don't even know.
And I don't even want to, like, I will go back and rebash those horrible semi-mutant circus freak. Like, that's bad to a level of suck. Like, y'all are just trying way too hard. Fuck West Coast Avengers. That Great Lake Avengers are cooler than those guys.
Fucking Great Lakes. You always find a way to bring out a Great Lakes Avengers fucking thing.
Not as often as I'd like.
Which is weird because you hate.
Well, they're the champions now, aren't they? Isn't that
I don't remember.
Slott revealed in the Ben Grimm 8-issue series he had?
Shit, I don't remember. I read that, but it didn't grab me.
Yeah,
so.
that was a graphic you picked up for me, and you're like, hey, I bought you this because I want to read it.
Well, I knew you'd dig it because you're a Ben guy.
That's true. Well, at one point, and I always want people to remember this, Ben Grimm was Wolverine. And I don't mean that he was an uber badass.
You're right. He was everywhere. You didn't have a book that was considered christened until Ben Grimm showed up.
Ben Grimm was one of the Marvel selling points in the 70s, particularly the late 70s, early 80s. Marvel 2-in-1 was huge. He was all over the Fantastic Four. He teamed up with a lot of other people. Like, he was, if you go back and you look it's so cool if you go back and you look at like advertisements. And like now you see Wolverine in everything.
Yep.
And then in the 90s you saw Wolverine and the Punisher and Ghost Rider, which is, tells you everything about the 90s you need to know. But at one point you could see regularly Ben Grimm, Dracula, Howard the Duck, and Conan, Spider-Man and Captain America. That was the selling
everywhere.
point.
Yep.
Those were the guys.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, who do we leave out? Well, it's either Cap. Like Cap would be the first cut from that list.
Yep.
And then Dracula. But Howard the Duck, Conan, Ben Grimm, and Spider-Man, like that shit was gold. That is the stupidest combination of words ever.
But enough of that book.
Yeah, so 2
I'm
more.
done
Don't buy the graphic. There's no need for this series. Maybe by 30 or something, Nightcrawler will be interesting. But do you honestly believe at this point that any X-Men book is going to last long enough to get interesting if it's not starting that way?
No.
And that's part of why I'm dry. Like, no, we're done because in 12 issues, are they going to revamp and redo it?
It seems a safe bet the way they've been going. It really does. But we turn our attention now to the all-experimental experiment issue of Hawkeye, where it's all about sign language. And if you don't know ASL, you're kind of fucked in this issue.
As I was. Barney's in a wheelchair, and Hawkeye is temporarily, I assume, deaf.
Yeah.
Because that'll get crazy old otherwise. So you have Barney and Hawkeye trying to communicate. I love that Barney Barton has become Bart. Bart Barton.
Bart Barton.
Well, I've been saying Barney, which actually is a better name, but hey, you know. Bart Barton is such a fun character in how fucked up he is. Like mentally,
it's true.
This guy is so like, oh, our dad's abusive. I'm gonna punch you till you punch me back. Now, this is how you deal with things.
Now we are tough, and now we can expunge our bad feelings upon each other and not the rest of the world. But occasionally, I get this feeling out of Fraction where he manufactures backstory specifically to justify how he's going to tell the next story.
Well, here's the thing. Like, the bros thing I'm done with.
Like, he was... It really felt like he wanted to do a story that was largely done in sign language. So he then thought up how to justify that. Rather than, I've made a character and here's the backstory, now how do I make a story out of that?
I don't entirely agree. I'm not going to go with my full-on usual I disagree. Here's what I'm going to say. I think that Fraction thinks ahead, but I also think that he just sees where a story's going, but to him it's slightly left of where everybody else would go with it. He's like, oh, well, if he's deaf, then we should do this. Like, I just think he sees the comics differently. And historically, like, you know, there's so many different things. But this book is just so bizarre in the Marvel universe. And I really like it, but I want something to change a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's meandering.
What is the number of this?
This is 19.
19. The Bros should be long gone by this point.
Bros should have been over.
The freaking mute psycho clown supervillain hitman thing.
Yeah, he's got to go, Mr. You know, Andy Warhol, whatever the fuck
I
he
love
is.
what they've done with Hawkeye, and I actually think, as far as abusive fathers go, which is the biggest comic trope, particularly the biggest Marvel comic trope.
Yeah, they just cannot give that up.
Hawkeye's personality historically makes the most sense. An over macho, overachieving, self-valuing.
Yeah, former criminal.
Like, this makes sense. Just like you can say what you will about that whole constant, and it is annoying. Like, when you look at the Hulk and what they did with Banner's psyche and how they built it into the Hulk and made all that, like, there's a lot of thought there.
There really is most of the time.
Hawkeye, there was not a lot of build towards this.
No,
but
he just started dropping it in this series.
But it fits. It fits perfectly with everything you've ever done with Hawkeye.
Yeah.
His inability to deal with Cap well, his constant challenging of authority figures and this and that, his need to fight everybody. It all works, and I love that. I just want this book to maintain a more even keel.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
weird The way Defenders was weird, and you think back to Defenders, you're like, well, that just crashed and burned. Like,
and I'd really prefer that this book did not crash.
I love this book, and you know what? I loathe Hawkeye. Not even hate. Like, I loathe Hawkeye. And you've made me like, dude, Hawkeye is awesome. And if you take that away...
Well, it's a weird thing. This book is awesome. I'm still not convinced Clinton Barton is awesome.
I find him more so because of this book, and that's a huge success.
Yeah.
If you can look at a character in its entirety and see him differently because of something done now, when's the last time that, like, Hulk, when they redid that origin, or Batman, they've done that sometimes, where you're like, oh, well, you've really, like, Killing Joke, or Arkham Asylum, moments where you rethink the way Batman has handled a lot of things because of the way he was written in that.
Okay. I can see that.
Even earlier, actually, Son of the Demon, or what's the bear
Bride
in Bingham?
of the Demon?
What was it?
Bride or Son?
Something like the graphic.
Bar?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Son.
Son of the Demon.
Yeah.
That, like, little things like that where you're like, everything that Batman does suddenly makes sense differently because they've really drawn out this aspect of his character, and you have to look at, and of course some things don't fit because the character's been around forever.
Yes. And there's no way to integrate every fucking thing.
You can do whatever cool thing you want with Batman. Brave and the Bold is still going to be sitting there going, "Hey, bitches!" And let's not even talk about Superman family.
Disco Ball Batman is still here.
I bang Black Canary. And there's your T-shirt.
Oh, no. I can't put that on a
Dude,
T-shirt.
do you know how many of those you could sell?
And you know how much backlash I'd get?
Well, you could do I bang Backlash, but I don't think that'd be popular at all.
Stop right there. Having established that. Yeah. The weird and very odd and out of place and barely not a mistake for being purchased Iron Man Special 1. The kids from Cyclops' little newbie team go up to the Sword base, and God, stop making acronyms out of every fucking thing
I
possible.
think that of all, like, Sword has worked out really well.
Sword, the concept has. I hate acronyms.
Fair enough. But the thing is, like, Sword should have been horrible, but because of Guardians, because of what they've done with Skrulls lately.
It has a place.
Yeah, it's done so well, and it's such a weird sidestep. And it's like, well, S.H.I.E.L.D. is a fucking fiasco. So we're going to stay away from them and create our own dumb acronym. Abigail Brand, like, they just done, Sword should not have worked. Like, it should have been just like, I hate this. And it has done very well, and it's fit into a lot of storylines.
So they go up to the Sword base to do something. And I don't remember it because it was 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to rescue Cyclops, who was captured, but it was the wrong Summers brother.
That's right. So the thing is, for some reason, Tony's up there. And they know Tony's up there. So Emma only sends 2 of the cuckoos because, and I quote...
One.
Oh, one. That's right. One. Because, and she says this directly, and I absolutely adore...
I knew you were going to bring up this.
Of course, because it's the greatest line in the book. I don't trust Tony Stark with triplets. That is... Emma knows him too well.
Dude, you know what? It's like, even the guys are like Tony Stark's talking to them, and they're just like, oh.
Yeah, they're all kind of starry-eyed. And
Tony Stark is pure, unadulterated charm.
And they go to alien bars, and they have a good time. They're confronted by some schmo who is so mad that Tony, quote, ruined his life because there was a huge war going on, and he was a soldier in it. Ooh, yeah. But Tony personally ruined his life.
It leads to the Avengers fucked him up, but he only has Tony.
Right.
But it leads to the classic Tony Stark moment, which is Iron Man is fucking you up, but meanwhile Tony, and this is the great thing about Iron Man, is you've got the armor and the hero, and then you've got the man. And you've got the moment where Tony's like, look, here's the lessons I've learned while I'm punching you in the face with my giant fucking metal glove. I have blamed other people for my problems, and in the end, you're only responsible for your own problems.
True.
And thwack, thwack, thwack.
Now,
you pick up your teeth and learn a life lesson.
Yeah. I was going to say, go pick up your bleeding ass and go ruminate on that. But the thing that I knew that you would adore once I read this is, of all characters to just randomly pull out of absolutely fucking nowhere to just dredge up from the absolute depths of what the fuck were you thinking, they pull in a destitute monarch Starstalker who I 100% completely forgot even fucking existed until you brought the book for Chaikin the Sign at Special Edition.
Yep. I had found it in a dollar bin, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a Chaikin book. And if you can go back and listen to our episodes, and we know you won't, we talk about it, and I'm like, holy shit.
Don't fail me again.
All right, kids, here's the thing. We had a little glitch there, so there's a bit of discontinuity, and we do apologize that. So leaving off where the Rev left us was, holy shit!
So, yes, I found it in the dollar, and I'm like, I thought I was shaking, and I'm like, holy shit. Because that's what I say. But, yeah, I've totally
like
lost, I lost my rhythm, god damn it. Yeah, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure Monarch Starstalker is a Chaikin book. But on the other hand, even if it's not, it's something called Monarch fucking Starstalker, I'm picking this up. But it was, and it's the story of yet another space pirate hero, this one with the cybernetic bird. But somehow he has ended up, and I guess he's shown up. I actually Wikipedia'd him, and he had made a couple appearances in various Marvel space books here or there, Guardians or...
Really? He was in the Cosmic book recently?
No, in the last few years. Not in the immediate past. But...
Probably like in Annihilation or something. Huh?
Something. But much like Death's Head, they're just breaking out like, oh, we're in Space Warrior. Who have we got in space? Space Cabbie. No, that's DC. Monarch Starstalker. Fuck it, we can do whatever we want with him.
No Space Cabbies.
But yeah, and they've turned him in this pathetic wretch of a dude. He's like, well, I'm a space adventurer, but I sold my bird and I'm still broke. I thought I'd be able to buy him back, but now I'm cyber blind. And I hired Death's Head and he got the wrong Summers. And they're like, well, who? Actually, I think he was in, because at the end of this, he goes to team up with Nova again.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of Starstalker Nova crossover.
Which is not calling to me at all.
That is the very definition of what I find in dollar bins. Like, if I can find that for $1, I will buy that. If you were like, hey, it's $4.99, I'm like, you need to fuck off. I don't know what your intended audience is, but if it wasn't fucking 40-odd-year-old men with a vague recollection of Monarch Starstalker, you have fucked up severely. All right? Long hair and a beret, unless it's fucking Prince, is not going to play out well.
No, can't handle that.
But yeah, like, I had
even
to read...
then, you're not a Prince fan.
True. I had to read a sobbing Monarch Starstalker, and I'm actually getting frustrated with how often I have to say Monarch Starstalker, but neither name sounds okay by itself. Like, it's a Monarch story. Does not sound good. And a Starstalker story.
Every bit as bad.
Yeah. So I'm screwed. But what I find amazing is that you hate
You'll have
specials.
to keep going because I'm not saying it anymore myself. So if it comes up, it's all you.
You hate specials with every fiber of your being. Like, you hate additional books. It's like, oh, you like Iron Man? Here's Iron Man.
More dough to spend.
0.5.
Fuck off.
Here's Iron, but you'll do annuals because they're classic.
Yes.
And if they did a giant size again, you might get that for the sheer...
Totally depending on who it was.
But, you know what I mean? Just because the giant size used to be the alternative annual.
But I'll tell you this. I don't care if it is Cap. I don't care if it is Iron Man. I don't care if it's Batman and Iron Man. If it's Kevin Nolan, I ain't buying the motherfucker.
What is with you and Kevin Nolan?
He sucks ass.
He does not.
Dude, you remember it all goes back to New Mutants 50. Kids, see if you can Google images from New Mutants 50 and tell me that is not the world's nastiest fucking Magneto ever. I don't need...
I have 2 words for you that will negate your entire argument.
Uh-oh. I'm waiting.
Brett Blevins.
Fuck off. You know, actually, in point of fact, I might be confusing the two.
I believe you are.
I hate Brett Blevins, too, though.
No, I like Kevin Nolan. Brett Blevins is, and of course, I could not draw 150th as well as him. I freely admit that.
Not fucking relevant.
But
people
I
love to pull that argument out, and
I'm willing to say that
relevant.
I don't like Brett Blevins. Although he did do a book in the Epic line, the Nas Chronicles or something. I enjoyed. It was just so bizarre and weird. Boz Chronicles or something.
You got me.
It's some sort of space alien detective.
I never read the motherfucker.
It was bizarre. There was a giant bald space alien with a tail walking around Victoria, England, with a prostitute sidekick.
What?
And some sort of American over punchy guy. And then there was a British detective, and both the American and the detective wanted to get with the prostitute, but of course she was just excited to be with the bald alien who had adopted her and made her not be a prostitute. As I'm saying this, I'm like, this is what you liked. This is the one you chose. Well, that was okay. What the fuck is wrong with you? But anyway, getting back to this rapidly.
Holy crap.
It boggles my mind that you were just sitting there going, oh, I like the X-Men right now. I'll buy this special. Ooh, I love Iron Man. I'll buy this special. And they're connected.
And I didn't even realize it.
And you didn't want either of them.
I didn't want either of them, and I didn't even realize that they had anything to do with each other. And now I will say categorically that now I know what this arc is, even though having the end of the story would be satisfying from a completist standpoint. I ain't buying fucking Nova Special.
And you are a completist bitch too. That shit. If you have a miniseries and you're like, I don't like this, but there's one more,
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll
curse.
do it. I am the completist's bastard, bitch, child, redheaded.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, there's no way that God's green earth that you could pay money for a Nova special.
And that's what happened in Iron Man Special 1. So eventually we're going to have to keep going because there's still quite a few books left. There's a lot of books left. So Amazing Spider-Man 4. Now, Pete is actually trying to do some science for once. He's got this big
Dan
company.
Slott's writing it, so it's bad science.
Yeah, well, I was going to get to that. He's actually in the lab with Sajani doing things. Experimenting, testing, hypothesizing. He's being a science guy.
You know what I really enjoyed about that scene, though? Was he's about to pull the big fucking, Frankenstein lever or the theoretical.
He's about to go. He's about to make his whole
And one of his little interns is like, "We hate the spider," and he's like, "That's no longer necessary." I don't know what I thought was really important whenever I pull the lever. I don't know why Peter Parker had to come out of your mouth, but we're okay with that now. I'm past that point in my life.
But see, then the roguish adventurer comes into play because the Avengers, trip his cell phone and he's like, I gots to go! I'm gonna fight me some bad guys.
The Avengers...
And he pisses everybody off. He pisses off Anna Maria, he pisses off Sajani, he pisses off the fucking intern, because they've all got stuff to do, and it depends on his giant dumbass flipping that fucking switch, and he just jets the fuck out.
The thing is, Peter's relationship with the Avengers is so awful over a lot. Spider-Man is the biggest hero to not be in the Avengers forever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. As much as I love New Avengers 1 when they finally brought him in,
right?
It was always kind of cool that Spider-Man is like, no, you suck, dude. You're amazing, literally. You're spectacular, of course. Nice. Well timed. But it's just, we have all these world-saving heroes. We've already had the Hulk. We don't need any more.
We've got plenty. You're redundant.
Basically, you're annoying. And then he finally comes in and he's an amazing Avenger, of course.
Uh-huh.
But it's just bizarre that it took so long, and then he's finally in there and he's so self-conscious about it. He's like, you don't understand. I missed the part where they got paid. I missed the part where people liked the Avengers. I was an Avenger during Civil War when Iron Man was firing fucking hero bombs on people.
Whoa, Cat, how are you? Bloody kittens.
he's of course going to run out. And now he's just been a supervillain, basically. And he's like, but they still
Right.
want me, so of course I have to go.
Because everybody's, just kind of chill with, oh, it was mind control. Fine. Yep. Okay, great.
Well, they've all
We're
been
cool.
there.
Yeah, they've all been there.
What's Cap? Spider-Woman, like, oh, there's no mind control. No. Cap, like, oh, no one's ever taken me over. The Red Skull's going to that 38 times, Peter. Like, we're cool.
It's fine. We get it. Whatever. It's your thing now.
The only person who would be a dick would be Iron Man. It's like, no one's taking over my mind. They're like, it's kind of like when they take over your armor. Oh, that? Well, that's like 4 bajillion
Fine. All right,
times.
I get it.
That
Fine,
does sound
whatever. So the thing is, this is tying in to Original Sin. So they have to have something about the Watcher, and what they have is his eyeball,
Dude, the guy wearing his eyeball as a hat.
which explodes and transfers all of its watched memories to everybody, which is a wonderful slot mechanic.
Well, it's the Watcher. I mean, as much as you like to make fun of slot science, and I enjoy when you do that, like, who knows what the Watcher's eyes are like, for God's sake.
Now, see, that assumes that his physiology, that's where the memories would be kept to begin with. So what does his brain do? His head is 40 times the size of the rest of his body. It must be brain tissue. So why do his eyes become so important?
Here's the thing. I'm actually going to try something. This might work. Imagine for a moment the Watcher. Every part of the Watcher, in order to hold on to the amount of memory that the Watcher needs, every part of his body is basically a memory stick, if you will.
Okay.
Like, even with a giant dome like that, on Tuesday, July 24th, Joe Blow had cornflakes. Like, that kind of shit builds up. It's like, the dome gets all the really good things. Like, oh, the Hulk has Bruce Banner. But the left pinky toe, everything is basically a memory stick. And
I can see that.
Yeah, there's
all
a
right,
logic.
that makes sense. But if that's what he was thinking, then he should have mentioned that. It only takes a sentence.
I'm pretty sure you should not mention that my pinky toe is a memory stick.
Now, the result of that is that Spider-Man now realizes that that girl who got bit after him in his origin is still tucked away somewhere, so he has to go find her. Now, he releases her. She calls herself Silk now, and there's complex, twisty, plotty things happening, and then Moreland is there, and Moreland detected her, even though he's supposed to be dead. I don't know why he's alive. I don't remember who the fuck he is.
Moreland was the uber anti-Spider bad guy that was introduced in the early part of the Straczynski Spider-Man with Ezekiel.
Okay. Would that be Back in Black?
That might be before Back in Black.
All right, because I'd still have to catch up with that part.
I think if you go back, I gave you a bunch of those issues.
Yeah, probably.
Here's my thing, though. And this really, it's a small point.
Yeah.
If the Watcher's eye were to explode.
Right.
By the way, for those of you who are interested, if you go back to Ghost Rider, you can find a Ghost Rider villain who wore a giant eye helmet. Just
stop mentioning things like that.
But
this is comics, kids. You think it's all Rick Remender, but it's definitely more Ron Frenz.
But anyway, let's say that I had the Watcher's eyeball.
That's our fucking title.
There you go. You get the title this time. It really irks me that you have the Watcher, this eye goo blow all over you, and you get all these sorts of insane memories. And then Peter's like, oh, wait, well, that totally pertinent fact to me is very important.
And he just leaves whatever crucial situation is happening.
No, that's not my issue. It's like, how many memories washed over him that he was able to just grab that one?
Now that you mention it in that fashion, that's a bit of a stretch.
It's like, oh my god, I just experienced every one of the Hulk's bowel movement. Like, ew, like there's so many larger horror, like, even it doesn't even have to be childish like that, but like, oh my god, I know all of Cap's lost, all 400 women that Cap has fucking watched die. Or, oh my god, Daredevil is the worst boyfriend ever. Like, all these things that it could have washed over. And he's like, oh, da 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 da. Like, I know Peter's smart, but fuck, man.
that is the very essence of comic storytelling. Totally. You're absolutely right. Now, to finish off this issue, the Black Cat has really ramped up her revenge plot by abducting Sajani. Which, that's going to suck for her.
Hey, you know what? Historically, if you want to work out a revenge plot with Peter, you grab somebody else who also hates Peter.
Right.
Like, that's how Spider-Man works. It's like, well, by myself, I get my ass kicked. Let's build a team, and we'll get our ass kicked slower.
Yeah, they might end up allies, really. You know, that wouldn't be a bad bet, I'm sure. So, yeah, next book.
Well, let's not forget.
Yeah?
We end the issue
Right?
on the newly found Silk character in Peter doing the spider
Making
nasty.
out. They didn't do the spider nasty. They
We
just
don't
made
know.
out a little bit. It's just, don't get excessive.
Yeah, I'm the one who's excessive here.
Whatever. Jesus. So in Black Cat 8, somehow, out of nowhere, Black Cat is now broke.
No. Pull back.
Black Widow.
Nice. I actually have to stop you right there. I have a point to make.
Yeah.
It's actually a very good point and out of character for me because it's an adult point. I know, I was shocked too. Here's the thing. We've been bashing this book. We like it, but the mood of this book has been such an incredible
It's a downer.
And we're like, this is not the Black Widow. I forgot something to this book, and I suspect you did the same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily agree with the choices, but something reminded me, like, this book reminded me of, there's a logic behind this book that's way more in depth than I had considered.
Okay, I'm waiting.
At the end of The Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
what happened?
Well, she got her mind wiped so that she doesn't remember much about Bucky. She knows he exists. She doesn't know anything about what they meant to each other.
But she also got re-reverted to Russian Stone Cold Assassin chick. So
Did she?
all her think about, like, she was he was pulling her in to be the hitman to really screw with Bucky. Basically, she had a wolf spider Russian super agent. Remember the male Black Widows are the wolf spiders?
Oh, yeah. Now I do. Yes, of course.
Well, but duh. Come on, Rev. Fuck with her head so much, so she's basically not the same character anymore.
Okay. All right. Now, that does put it in a very
Doesn't
different
that
light.
change everything. And you see her reenacting with Bucky, Winter Soldier, and he's like, oh, and you see those moments where he's like, oh, you don't know me anymore. And you don't like teaming up. But I had forgotten that there was a real logic behind the build-up to that character to this point. I was so focused on, why are you so goddamn miserable in Russian? And it's because somebody's been punching my brain for...
Miserable and Russian? Far as I know, Russia is misery.
But it really does fit what happened, if you think about it.
It totally makes sense
And
now.
it totally changes.
Yeah.
It doesn't make the book any more fun.
No, that's true. But it does put it in a different light. So, okay, I can deal with this better now.
It helps, right?
Yes, it absolutely does. Now, the thing is, this issue in particular, Nat's broke. I don't remember them explaining how she ran out of all that dough.
She probably doesn't remember where it is.
Well, that's not a bad bet. But that's why she's got Isaiah, or whatever the hell his name is. Josiah, or Jebediah, or
Her secretly...
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
You know that guy's
or whatever
secretly
the fuck
evil,
his
right?
name-
Like, you know,
Of course he is. Come
He's a
on.
lawyer who gets money with a taser or whatever the hell he did to that mob boss.
Yeah, pretty much. So she's broke, and she does a training job running into Bucky, and of course, you know, as we mentioned, she don't know shit about why they mean anything to each other. Now, did you catch? Because I didn't write it down. Did you catch who these Red Eye guys are?
No, it's just guys hitting the train.
So this totally unrelated group is also hitting the train at the same time.
They're the emoticons. They're, you know, the made-up bad guy for the moment.
Now, they fight, they escape, and the thing is, Nat leaves Bucky, because he demands it, to hold off the red eyes, and I just can't stop thinking of the Tick when I say that. Because he had the red eyes, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, she gets another S.H.I.E.L.D. job. Issue. Done. Okay. Maria comes to her and says, look, there's something else I want you to do. Does it pay me? I keep thinking Paul Sorvino occasionally when I read this book. Fuck you, pay me. Oh, the budgetary approvals didn't come through? Fuck you, pay me. Oh, there wasn't actually Nazi gold on that train? Fuck you, pay me.
Oh, 3/4 of S.H.I.E.L.D. is actually Hydra? Fuck you, pay me.
So it was okay. I still want more spy shit than flat out assassins shit, though. You know, steal a couple of nuclear bomb plans. You know, do a little alias thing with the different wigs. Do spy.
No, it's still. I like a lot of aspects about the book. The Phil Noto art is amazing.
Yes,
the overall storyline,
true.
And viewing it from this new angle, I feel it's a much better written book than I originally saw it as.
Yeah.
I still am not. I don't look forward to it. Like, I can't wait to see what happens next. I totally can wait. Like, I'm fine.
Yep. We're good. So, Cap, 22. Zola finally breaks through because you can't get enough fucking Zola.
I'm going to go off for a moment here. I am in comic podcasting, and I listen to no other podcast, so this is entirely an unfair blanket statement. Probably the retro villain guy. I defend... My favorite fucking villain is Batroc the Leaper. I defend Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew. I have a complete run of Howard the Duck. I'm your Arnim Zola guy.
You're building to something here. What is it? Let's hear it.
And I'm sitting here to tell you...
You've had enough of Zola?
Like, you've pushed the Zola thing...
As far as you can really get it. There's been 22 issues of Zola or direct fallout from what Zola's done. And now he's back directly again.
This is like current Batman. It's like, oh, here's a villain. Oh, we're back. Oh, here's Professor Pig again.
Yep.
Fuck off with that.
There's so much more you can do. There's so many other villains to get to. There's so many other plot lines to explore. And this guy just won't leave this little Austrian piece of shit alone.
And the thing is, Zola, what's the longest Zola storyline before this?
Dude, 3 fucking issues, tops.
Gotta be. And that's with the Red Skull.
Yeah, pretty much. The motherfucker didn't get this much in, he was in 2 movies for 45 seconds each. He doesn't need to be in 22 issues.
Like, seriously, you have to know that you're talking about a toaster with a face.
Now, one of the things that irritated me is they're constantly trying to use the media to fuck with heroes now. So
particularly in Cap.
Particularly in Cap. Because now they got this bizarro fucking Ann Coulter analog on TV who just has somehow escaped all of Cap's history and accomplishments and charm and just pillories him on TV and just won't leave him alone. Like, all this bizarre shit that belongs on Fox News, for fuck's sake. And we find out during that the Gungnir wasn't destroyed, which pisses Cap off immensely, because now there's still a giant mecha helicarrier running around.
Well, dude, this is the first time I've ever wanted to slap Nick Fury. Look, Cap, we have, the you heroes are nice and all, but we've got a machine that we could use, theoretically, if a Celestial came. I'm like, Cap just beat your machine.
What is he going to do against the Celestial? And really, you're thinking Celestial? I'm thinking Dr. Doom. And like, if you need to go up against the Celestial, you call Doctor Strange, you get an Infinity in there, and you do some crazy, large-scale, weird drug trip shit with that. You don't pull out a Transformer for a Celestial. And that is going on one of the excerpts.
There you go. Yeah. Take your gunga din and go. Like, that shit is not going to play out well for you. But part of me is like, cool, that's awesome that they reference a Celestial, but I'm like, no, you're fucking...
You're not
Switchblade robot is not going to fucking...
Yeah, you're not beating up a Celestial with the SDF-1. You're not. And you don't get that, but a listener might. So...
I totally do not. I assume it's Robotech.
Yes. The other thing is, Sam, poor put-upon, long, lonely Sam, finally gets some. Now, if you remember, there was a big controversy here because people couldn't do math.
How so?
There were a couple of internet, quote, journalists, unquote, that somehow got the idea that Jet Black was only 14. Yeah, which doesn't make any kind of sense. Because she flat out says in dialogue that, her father introduced her to this particular wine when she was 23. So whatever that idiot was thinking and whatever compressed time he was working with in the storyline just doesn't work. Dialogue always trumps bad math.
Like, where does that come from? Like,
just some jackass trying to make clickbait. And unfortunately, people didn't pay attention, and people that weren't reading the book didn't know, so they took what the guy said as gospel, and it became this big thing for like 3 whole days. So there's this specious argument between Tony and Thor about where Steve is staying, and that seemed just way far over the top. About the Avengers Mansion, owned by the Maria Stark Foundation. And, Thor's like, this is his fucking home because we're all family and we've lived here. So this is where Cap should be.
This is lazy writing. This is, let's get them all together.
Yeah.
Tony's a dick. Like, he's not. Tony gets caught up in new technology and whatnot, but he's also a sentimental guy who's done the right thing.
Yeah. He's occasionally off-putting, but for decades, his well-known arrogance has never turned him into just a flat-out asshole. That's not my Dave McElhaney fucking Iron Man.
No, actually, it has on a regular basis, but short-term asshole. Like, I made that wrong decision.
Yeah.
You know what? If any Tony Stark, any writer, and there's a sick Cap, and he's like, I want to stay here, Tony buys the place for him.
Yeah.
Not, you can stay here if you want, but there's newer and better.
Yeah.
That's bad writing. That's not who really the character is.
And what I wrote down in the last sentence of my... I've been stealing so much from the Honest Trailer guys.
Oh, yeah?
No, from the Everything Wrong With guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in my last sentence was, Dick Tony is a dick. Now, in She-Hulk 6, oh my fucking god. Dude, get that fucking guy off the art. Now, I can put up with a lot in the art. For God's sake. Kelly Jones, for fuck's sake. No, that's not fair. I love Kelly Jones. As long as he's on Batman. But I hate this guy's art. It's inconsistent. It's bizarre. It's so unclean.
It's very clean, like in terms of like line and you can see everything. It just doesn't look right from picture to picture.
No, it's so bad. And this is not relevant to anything, but it's a bit of knowledge I didn't have, and I'm wondering if it's accurate or not, or if they just did it because nobody knows anymore. But is Tiger a black?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so, but this art is making it seem like, and it's not relevant. It's just, but I didn't know, and if it's being randomly revealed now, I'd like to be certain of it. Is all.
I don't believe so, but I cannot recall a picture of Greer Garson off the top of my head.
Nah, me neither. But whatever. It's just a weird question. Now, they visit Patsy in the hospital, which is after she got her ass kicked by whoever the hell she
El
got
Tigre.
by El Tigre. So oh god, I can't get the terrible art out of my fucking head, man. So they visit her. They have a couple of pages where they're just talking, and it's like, it's okay, Patsy, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think it advanced the story or developed any character at all, which is why I can't remember any of the content of that sequence.
I'm starting to lose it on this book. I like She-Hulk as a character.
Yeah.
I do think they're taking a good tone between the humor and the non-humor.
Right.
But this blue file, this weird storyline, the monkey breathing life back into the
Oh, come on.
intern.
Magic monkeys should be right up your alley. Come on.
But there's just so much going on that is not that great. Like, you love this book.
Sure.
What are you defending here?
It's just, it's a lighthearted thing where they got a little bit of adventure in there. There's kind of jokey. It's still very early in. It's 6 whole issues so far.
No, and that's
So
fair.
I can deal with a 6-issue mystery so far. We're going to find out why the monkey's magic. We're going to find out why Angie is so important. They've had 2 storylines.
No, and that's very impressive. And there's, I like little things better than I like the large storyline. I love the fact that the building owner came up and she's like, look, a bunch of clones attacked us screaming your name, so you have to pay more till the repairs are paid for.
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense. And
Yes.
it's clever and it's annoying. And I love She-Hulk getting all lawyer and she's like, nah, I'm a hero, I can't actually do that. Like, as a lawyer, I could totally ruin this. As a hero, fucking my monsters beat up the building and attacked a bunch of people. I got nothing. Who the fuck is Nightwatch?
I don't know. I do not remember that character. I don't know when he came from or where he came from.
And it did not help that, it kind of looked like Night Thrasher.
It really did.
I'm like, no way did Night Thrasher become a doctor. No.
And I'm so not for nothing, but Jen ain't hanging around with fucking Night Thrasher.
Nothing in this book made me as happy as when Jen was looking online and the Walk of Shame article between her and Hercules. I was like, yes! That's hysterical.
That did amuse me.
There's
terribly.
a lot of little clever things. And I'm not anti the book, but this issue really just screamed home. It's like, dude, you need to kind of nail some things down better.
Yeah, they need to advance plot threads rather than just give us sequences that don't have an indication of where they might go.
Here's an old character. Here's another old character. Like, I love the idea that Shocker's been punched by Spider-Man so many times that he has no idea what's going on anymore. Because Shocker's been punched a lot.
A whole lot.
Like, that makes sense to me. Like,
And that's another thing that they never... there's so few consequences in most comic books that it's really refreshing when, something like that happens. There was another character a while ago who had brain damage when he was in so many fights. I can't remember who it was.
I assume it was Stiltman, but...
Probably not. But, occasionally it would be nice to see things like that because consequences, you can always come up with another villain. And if a good writer can always come up with a way to make an old villain neat again.
And they should. Like, you've got a huge history to draw on. Like, here's Blades Man is not necessary. There's a lot of cool things in the history of comics that you can play with if you put the time in.
But eventually you do have to detail some consequences. Theoretically, Spider-Man is not invincible, right?
No.
So, he's punched a lot of guys really fucking hard. So, his hands should be totally calcified and just unfucking unclenchable. He should be breaking every knuckle he has every time he throws a punch.
Do you really want to read that book?
No, but it might be nice every once in a while to have an allusion to that kind of thing.
Well, I think Spider-Man pays in consequences that are more moral and psychological.
Yeah, no, that's true. But that's why you put it on the villains.
Well, I do. Well, because I agree and disagree. Like, it's hard because I like consequences. I like death. But at the same time, like, do I want to read a bunch of comics? Because I read a bunch of comics where everybody, because literally everyone at this point has been punched a lot.
Well, no, of course not everybody. You don't want everybody to
But
be...
how do you choose, like, which hero gets, Down syndrome? Like no.
No, you don't develop that.
I know, but my point being, only if Warren Ellis is writing it, you do.
Maybe. But, I mean, a guy like the Shocker, yeah, you can get away with giving him those consequences.
But then I worry because I don't want the Shocker to go away. Like, I don't like treating villains that have been around longer than you've been reading comics, let alone writing or alive. And you're like, well, if we can kill the Shocker.
But honestly, there's no, like, definitive Shocker story.
Every Shocker story is definitive. I rob a bank, I get my ass whipped.
All right, let me put it this way. There's no DKR for the Shocker.
I think Kraven's Last Hunt would have been a better way to go with that one, but yes, I see your point.
Fine. That's just as valid.
No,
every bit as valid.
I don't think that the Shocker has had his moment in the sun, but not every villain should. Like,
which is why I think it's fine that they give somebody like him the consequences.
I like the mechanics. I like the guys that are like, I just want to rob a bank. And then I'm going to go get laid and drink expensive, shiny liquor.
Shiny.
Damn right. With that kind of money, you get shiny liquor, bitch.
Oh, and the other thing is, this book, they've got to figure out their fucking coloring as well. I think somebody is interning with the coloring on this fucking book.
I did notice the art. The coloring did not bother me.
The color, I mean, She-Hulk specifically, her coloring, she was like 13 different fucking shades, man. I mean, you've got a palette. You're doing this shit by computer, assumingly. Assumingly? Presumably.
Presumably.
Presumedly or presumably?
Presumably.
Okay. Well,
if I speak slowly,
this is
then
why
you know that I'm being serious.
This is why I'm asking you, because you're the fucking English major.
If I speak quickly, then you know I'm probably drunk and I'm saying it wrong. But if I speak slowly...
Oh, yes, I understand.
Professor Reverend.
Professor... No. But no, I presumably they have somebody that is sitting at a computer doing the coloring, so you'd think that one icon with that one color could be used again and again and again and again.
Well, what if she blushes or if she gets a sunburn?
No, this is in the same fight sequence.
Dude, they're usually fighting in the sun.
Stop right there. Anyway, so yeah, whatever. Silver Surfer 4, because this is going
awesome.
Far, far, far afield. I mean, we're an hour and a half already. We got to get kind of cracking here.
How many we got left?
Enough. We got quite a few. Like we're still going. So
I love Silver Surfer 4. I love the fact that the Guardians show up and lie. Oh, we just check people going in.
What? Now, Strange and the Hulk are fighting the Universal Monsters, which amused me. While Surfer takes Dawn back home to New England and hangs out with the family.
God damn it.
Has some clam chowder and a couple of crab cakes.
Some sort of freaky clam chowder with skull fucking smoke or something odd happened there. But yeah, The Defenders was the most fucked up book ever. Like, I'm sorry, if you go back and look at The Defenders, you're like, what the fuck?
You mean Fractions Defenders?
No, all of them.
All of them. It had a weird tone and some really bizarre fucking inventions.
Think about it. Anytime you pick up a Defenders issue, you're like, wait, what? Devil Slayer, the Headmen. Think about the end of the Defenders when it was Valkyrie and the cast of freaks.
And Moondragon and the Interloper.
What was that guy with a fucking scarf over one eye?
Oh. Oh, him. I just gave those away.
Did you?
As a matter of fact.
Those came from me, didn't they?
Those last 3 issues, yeah. Which is it. When I started collecting comics in 1985, there was a lot of bizarre shit sitting on the racks at Kenny General. And not knowing
quality from
what had to do with what. And my only frame of reference being Brian Sheffield and Official Handbook of the Marvel Universe and DC's Who's Who and Marvel Saga.
Well, of course.
I didn't know what was quality. I didn't know who was whom. So I was 14, working under the table in my grandfather's craft shop. So I had dough to blow. So if the cover looked even remotely interesting, I grabbed it. So those Defenders, those last 3 Defenders, are some of the first books I ever bought.
It didn't make a lick of sense.
Not one, because it's halfway through this giant storyline. I know none of the characters, literally none. Because even in the X-Men I was picking up at the time, there was no Beast. Even the Avengers I was picking up at the time, there was no Beast. So I was like, who's this furry fuck? I mean, Iceman, I had seen Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, so I know who Bobby Drake was. I was like, oh, he's in here. But and that was only a year and a half before. So
the Defenders...
So the Defenders meant nothing to me, and I didn't understand it, and it freaked me out terribly.
So obviously, Dan Slott read a whole shitload of Defenders.
Fuck yeah, he did.
Because he has built some weird relationships. But yeah, Silver Surfer has a girlfriend he has never heard of. I find that hysterical. I love the Allred art. I love... Mike Allred can draw fucking Rocket Raccoon forever. Like, that shit's hysterical.
As far as I'm concerned, yep.
And Surfer getting trapped back on the planet Earth.
That is going to irk him, so he's going to be so mad for so long.
It hasn't been done, yes, but it wasn't done with this comedic take. Like, the Silver Surfer has slowly become this really easy to pick on humor character. It's like, you're so serious, and you take yourself way too seriously.
Because he's been that way since 1965.
It's like, oh, here's a banana fucking Foster, okay? Like, shit's gonna go weird from you from here on out.
Here's a banana Foster.
And you've got Dan Slott and Mike Aldred, like, 2 kings of the bizarre, just raining shit on the Silver Surfer. And I'm like, yes! Now make him part monkey. Like, fuck with that dude. It's impossible
Which he might do because of slot science, which allows them to run around in Earth's upper atmosphere without any kind of protection.
The surfboard.
You can't talk in space. I don't fucking care.
You know what I love most in this issue, though, out of everything?
Yeah.
Other than Hot Twins, was they actually surf with the surfboard.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, of course you do.
So a good chunk of the book is just him learning small-town New England life, which we know and are not impressed by.
You know what?
But we do find it humorous here.
I love that he powered down to eat, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like Johnny 5 enjoys clam chowder.
So now we got to get all stupid and serious again with Uncanny 23. Now, I don't remember why, because I was like, I don't care. But they opens with a flashback back to Secret Invasion of all things. Why they went that far back, I'm not certain. Now, She-Hulk shows up and she gets a mysterious package, and Dazzler and others go to Madripoor to find Mystique, but she's gone. Psyche has a flash in his mind of Xavier's death. Eva, who just happens to really dig Psyche now,
Finds out he's a dick.
Finds out he's a total doucher. Because, it's fucking Cyclops.
And because he is.
And because she's a late teenager who suddenly has an authority figure who's actually kind of buff. So, of course...
I will be your father figure. Put your tiny hand in mine.
So, Shulky shows up at the good school, which I refer to it because there's the rebel bad boys school and there's the good school.
So you're saying the rebels are the bad guys and the Empire is the good guys.
This time around, yeah.
Confused
because
much?
Psyche is a douche. Now,
there's your title.
Because Psyche is a douche. Now, the thing is, she shows up because she actually has a copy of Xavier's will.
But it can only be opened in front of all the recipients.
Now, Dazzler is really mad. Is Xavier dead? Maybe. Probably not.
That was the best debate ever.
He kind of is now.
Like, is he actually dead or is he coming back? And the mutants are all like, well, how dare you? And the Beast is like, well, that's actually pretty valid.
It really is. And they should not be so truculent about it
You've
either.
been dead twice.
I mean,
you died.
They're talking to Kurt. For God's sake. The guy literally came back from the dead. They're talking to him right now, and they're like, maybe Charles is not coming back.
Jean Grey has died.
Several times.
Actually, the entire team died when they were written off after Inferno, and they were living in
Siege
Australia.
Perilous, yeah.
Yep. Colossus has died. Nightcrawler has died.
Yeah.
Psylocke kind of died because half of her died. The other half.
She was merged with Quanon. And believe me, that role-playing exercise we had in the car about Quanon kicking my ass, I'm never going to forget that, and I'm never going to forgive you. 1996, every roll I made mentally while driving to the bar, he's like, no, Psylocke kicks your ass. She's not going to take your shit. No matter what I did, Game Master over here.
I just wanted to go to the bar, man. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, like, I love the fact that Beast is like, no, that's a good question.
No, and it really is. And there's no
Magneto's been
valid
dead.
reason.
Xavier's been dead before.
Xavier's been dead before.
Black Tom died. I mean, Banshee.
Banshee came back.
Thunderbird. Well, he didn't come back. He just had a little brother who looked exactly like him and took over with no difficulty.
Didn't McTaggart die?
Probably. I mean,
it's
Legion.
Legion's died like 4 times now.
And do it again.
Please do it again, because I don't give a shit about Legion.
But I did enjoy aspects of this.
I just realized you're wearing red pants.
Yeah, I'm fucking a retail associate. They were cheap. These were $8, and I don't have to wear a sweater to work in August. Dude, it turns out to wear denim, you have to wear either a blazer or a sweater. So for the last 6 years, I've been wearing a fucking sweater in August all the time. That shit sucks.
I don't want to do that. I work in an air-conditioned, climate-controlled. If it's hot, I can wear linen pants with creases, and nobody gives a shit. I can wear short-sleeve polos of light material. Nobody cares. So now, I was terribly confused for the first few pages of All New X-Men 29.
Now this is the next one, right?
Yes.
This is what I say a little resolve.
Yeah?
The Mystique-looking son is named Reyes. I learned this.
Okay.
Xavier Jr. is one
Discount
douche of a
Charles
psychic.
Xavier Jr.
He discount Charles Xavier Jr. It's one douche of a psychic.
He terrible. He's mean. He's an idiot. He's very selfish. He's not anything like his pop at all. And somehow he thinks he's trying to do something about his pop's legacy, and it's just not accurate.
The entire team they brought with him is under his psychic control, which we already knew. This entire issue is one long fight scene, and this whole storyline is going on way too long.
Right.
They lose. The Cuckoos get involved. Jean Grey puts some psychic smackdown on everybody. It's like, no. You think you know, but I know.
The thing, everything was like in emergency lighting in this issue. Everything had this bizarro red tinge that made it very difficult to discern what was going on for me.
I'm just past, I love Discount Xavier Jr. and Mystique's illegitimate boy, Scummo. I think they're great villains. I think future fucked up versions plays well in the X universe. If this was an Avengers, I'm like, I fucking hate you, Hawkeye dickwad. Hawkeye's illegitimate son, Hawkeye, No, like, I loathe you. But in the X-Men, it's like, that makes sense.
It does.
And these guys are really done well, and they're a good team. Like, I can change shape. I can read minds. I hate Xavier. I hate Xavier. Like, let's work together and fuck everybody over. And they do.
And that's
really
fine,
well.
and that fits the motif.
But it just... Every X book goes on for so long.
Yeah, they never want to wrap anything up, ever.
It's like you buy a graphic and you're like, oh, well, apparently I should have bought the next one because fucking nothing ended here.
Nope, never does. Drives me nuts.
I still am a big fan of Bendis' X-Men, but I just want to see something different. Go back to the 5 fucking up. X-23 and angel dating is the most horrifically awesome idea ever. It's like, really?
Horrifically awesome. Just a couple left.
What do we got left?
Moving on. 4 books left. So we got Captain Marvel 5, where Cap is trying to find Tick, or whatever the fuck she is, but she only finds a clue.
Really, what this Captain Marvel is trapped on a planet where she is banned from being a hero by the Avengers.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the planet, Jason X, continues to be Senor Scummo of the entire space continuum. Like, if Doctor Who is the hero of the space-time continuum, and I hate Doctor Who, so this pains me to even say that, then fucking Jason X is the master, or whatever the bad... Like, if anything awful happens in the universe, Jason X is sitting there going, I get a
The mere
dollar.
fact that you know the master.
I read a lot.
So the thing is, there's some complications, and it turns out the whole thing is about JSON having found out that this planet is the only other source of vibranium in the galaxy. So that leaves the inhabitants waffling about whether to leave or fight JSON for the supreme wealth that is vibranium.
And meanwhile,
which happens to be making them fucking sick.
One of the 2 fucking survivors of one planet, they're like, oh, we're mining this together. And the other guy is like, wait, we've been mining stuff, and people have been mining stuff on this planet for Jason X, and we've been mining stuff. It's like, really, Muppet? You just pieced that together on your own? You didn't notice it was vibranium when you hit it with a fucking laser pickaxe and it came back and whacked you in your stupid-ass forehead?
They do seem kind of oblivious.
Oh, my God. Like, the problem... There's so many cool things in Captain Marvel, and I'm really liking her take this time. As disappointed as I was last time, I love this, but this is such a talky goddamn... Like,
there's a lot of dialogue in
get
this
off
book.
your weird semi-religious planet with all our planets died and we're all banded together, all 2 of you. Like, it's like Noah's Ark in reverse of freaks. And I like a lot of things, but what I really like is Captain Marvel is kick ass.
She really is.
Like, the moment where Captain Marvel's like, no, I know you're going to be okay with me saving you because you use the Avengers word, and I know Captain America is going to be okay with me doing the right thing because he's fucking Captain America. And then she just jumps up into space. She's like, I'm declaring war on all you motherfuckers, and you might want to go get more ships. And I was like, at what point ever can you think of going, oh, Captain Marvel's going to fuck some shit up?
Really haven't.
So whatever you say about Kelly Sue DeConnick, that's killer. If I'm taking Captain Marvel that seriously, that's awesome.
That's great.
Because it's never happened.
Not that I know of. I tried to read a couple of things. I chose utterly the wrong cheap trades to get of her last series.
I remember you trying that, but you never told me about them.
And they were singularly unimpressive. And they were too tied into like Secret Invasion and shit to be really good examples.
In the past, they've really focused on the Captain Marvel being like, you know, the good time dating buddy of Spider-Woman. And
and I'm not even sure if that's accurate because I've read far, far less Captain Marvel than Miss Marvel than I really ever should have. And, you know, some of it was kind of off-putting because there were so many Greg Land covers, you know. So I'm like, I don't want to be seen buying this.
Well, you know what it is I'm going to make a wrestling reference, and I apologize in advance. But in 1996, The Rock showed up.
Yeah.
And they pushed him as a babyface, and people booed the shit out of him. And the most popular chant at the time was "Die, Rocky, die."
I totally don't remember that.
They also made a shirt that says "Rocky Sex." Like, they literally, WWE made a shirt that says "Rocky Sex" because so many people were chanting it. Here's the thing. You can't force something down people's throats.
No.
The Rock would, of course, go on to become The Rock, for fuck's sake. But the point I'm making is, too often they've been trying to push Captain Marvel down. It's like, no, she's our female hero who's awesome. And you're like, dude,
yeah,
you can't tell me that. You have to
show me that.
Like, you have to you earn that shit. Like, Wonder Woman is one of the top 3 because she spent years
proving it.
Right. And to be fair, part of that's time, because the number of great Wonder Woman stories is fucking not high.
Well, maybe they'll change that with Sensation Comics.
You put the time in, though,
out.
you know? But yeah, like, you can't just say, oh, she's our premier female hero. No.
No, you become that. You weren't made that.
Right. You don't get to just say, well, that's the one we picked.
No, it doesn't work, because then you got to back that up. And if you pick the wrong writer, you can't.
But Kelly Sue is making her that for the first time that I can think of, and that's an impressive feat.
Yep, absolutely. Now, the other impressive feat, and maybe not in this issue in particular, but is the strong Miss Marvel 6.
I love everything about this book. I fought with you early on, and it's living up to everything that I claimed it could be.
Now, Kamala is finally running patrols in Jersey City, for fuck's sake, looking for the inventor's bots. Because the inventor is this weird guy who's got all these little fucking droids running around pulling crimes and shit. She has an appropriately vague conversation with the Sheikh. Because, that's her life. So eventually, she's gonna have to talk to this guy. And it turns out that he's an alright fella.
I love that so much. Like,
yeah, it's so easy to make a spiritual leader be this
stereotype,
hardcore fire and brimstone motherfucker who just won't bend, who won't understand young people, who won't understand anything but scripture. It's so fucking simple to do that.
And not one misstep in this book that way.
I don't think so.
There are no stereotypes in this book, and I can't say a better thing about it than that. Like, I was so pleased when they did that. When this guy, I'm like, uber hard ass, he's like, look, if you haven't learned that boys and sex are dangerous in the 10 years I've been telling you that, I'm a shitty fucking leader. Like, if you're going to do something that you can't tell me about, then do it wisely and do it well and do it with dignity.
Yeah.
And if you can't take away... I'm a stone cold atheist, which is ironic considering I'm a reverend. But if you make a character like that be your leader, I have nothing but respect for people who follow people like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
On top of that, if you're going to have a book where you made a clone of Thomas Edison, but your cockatoo got involved, because I was serious for like 13 seconds and that shit had to die, that's amazing.
See, her hideout is in the back of the Circle Q. And yeah, clone of Edison. What? And of course, it had to happen because this is what happened. I'm kind of disappointed that number 3 didn't have Spidey in it. Because the ages-old tradition was third issue
Spider-Man.
of a single person's book, Spider-Man showed up. And I think that Tom Brevoort passed over a wonderfully perfect opportunity to keep that tradition alive, especially with a character like her who could have learned so much from Spidey.
It would have fit well in this. I'll give you that.
Absolutely.
But I think like this book has had little to no missteps. It's so fucking good.
So she teams up with Wolverine and fights alligators. Which, how much more can you ask for?
And the hero worship, and then finding out that Wolverine, and the moment where she looks at me, it's like, wait, you don't have power. You're just a short, angry dude that punches things. And Wolverine's like, well, I like you. Like, What's better than that? As much as just talking about Captain Marvel, name a better female character in Marvel Comics right now.
Right now?
Maybe Jean Grey once this huge, horrible storyline ends.
Yeah, once she starts learning to not randomly poke into people's brains inappropriately.
But you have... How old is your niece?
Which one?
The little one.
The littlest one?
Yeah.
Well, if you remember now, I have a second great niece who's 6 months.
Not great. No, the one we took to the comic shop.
For a new comic book day.
Yeah.
Free comic book day.
Yeah, the one I found the Thor comic.
She's 6.
If you were going to introduce her to a female character...
Boom.
Like,
Right
if
here.
you don't buy her a graphic of this when she gets a little bit older... like, this is... and it's not about race. It's not about religion. This is as well done a young girl character has been since, what, Power Pack? And they were written like they were fucking Monchichis in terms of, like, they did not evolve in terms of age that I can recall.
No, they went nowhere. I mean, they were reasonably fleshed out characters for their ages, but they never got past that.
They never got older, and one of them came this close to talking in baby talk.
Very close. I mean, well, she was 5.
But my point is, she stayed 5. This is so, like, I am so impressed with this book. I'm so glad that we didn't dump it.
Yep. Yeah, no, you convinced me, and I am happy for that. So, it's a great book. It's a great book.
All right, what else we got?
We have Winter Soldier 5, The End of the Bitter March.
And it is a bitter
It's
ending.
fucking bitter. This Guinness got nothing on this shit, man. This is fuck. So, Fury's trying to find out. Fury is trying to find Shen in Novrakesawekistan or wherever the fuck it is.
Somewhere cold and miserable.
Yes, somewhere cold and miserable. Bucky, Shen, and Milla are all hanging out in this cabin in the woods, hoping to avoid being found.
Shen and Milla have built their
never
relationship.
going to work. Shen and Milla have gotten very close to each other. A Soviet team, however, attacks because you got to have the action, which is fine. Shen and Bucky hold them off for a little while. There's a big fight, but there's just too many to deal with. And they're well trained, and they're like, Spetsnaz or some horseshit. I don't know what they are.
The only way to get Milla away is for the Winter Soldier to take her and Shen to pull them away.
Yeah, they plot a distraction, and Shen's the bait for that. Now, unfortunately, they get Milla on the rescue chopper, but then Fury shows up. Fury shows up and blows the fucker to bits.
Well, the thing is, like, from a plot standpoint,
That
Shen
fits.
trusting the Winter Soldier doesn't make sense.
Not really, no.
It's like, no, you, like, oh, I'm calmer now. I'm sorry, you're still like a crazy super
Are
assassin.
you?
Like, what? You know, Shen goes from being, like, the second best S.H.I.E.L.D. agent to Tommy McFucking Stupidhead.
What?
Like, oh, yeah, okay, you're the Winter Soldier. Like, you shot me, like, 13 times throughout this fucking 5-issue miniseries, but take my incredibly hot, genius girlfriend.
Of 45 seconds.
And take her to Russia, and I'll believe you that she'll get out okay. Because I'm fucking milquetoast.
It is stretching it a bit.
But then...
Shen seemed to have been a smarter agent than that previously.
But, in the end, Shen gets fucked up. And the very end, and the thing that they don't really resolve... I love this miniseries. I liked it better than the end of the actual Winter Soldier series.
Yeah.
But what they don't resolve is how the Winter Soldier, who was like, oh, I've got my mind again, still ended up being a fucking Russian assassin.
Yeah.
It's like, well, obviously you were wrong. Like, bad math. Shiny arm, no good. But the Chinese somehow getting their hands on Shen and turning him into the Iron Nail.
It almost works. They set up where he doesn't trust Fury anymore, where he's enraged by Milla being killed.
And they put him in a mission where he has to hate the U.S.
Yeah. But is that really enough? I mean, you'd figure he is a trained enough agent where, given a few months, he could get over that loss.
I think it was more about like what he went through, the amount that he was beaten down, and then on top of it, just to not even be listened to as somebody blows his fucking girl up.
Yeah, all right. That part is an extra kicker too. Yeah.
What I think didn't work is the timing. If you were gonna do this, you should either have the Iron Nail then this, or this then the Iron Nail. Both of them simultaneous.
Yeah.
Didn't quite flow, but I love this miniseries. Like, this is a graphic I would pick up, will pick up. The Winter Soldier is kind of awesome.
We only got one left, dude. Can't you make it?
Nope.
Fuck. All right, pee-pee time.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, now that you've evacuated your bladder,
I hate you.
let's fucking finish off with Thor, God of Thunder, 24.
Thunder. Wow, we are not musical people.
Now, Broxton is annihilated. Agger makes a self-aggrandizing speech where he makes himself out to be the world's greatest, most conscientious businessman, except that he's a goddamn bull creature who likes to sue gods.
And murder lawyers.
Shulky helps out with some injunctions by getting them lifted.
Shulky's everywhere this month.
Nothing wrong with that.
What's like 5 appearances?
You need legal help? She's your girl. Why not?
Daredevil?
Everybody needs gold, man. Now, who the fuck wants to hang out with Matt Murdock, man?
Dude, I'm just pointing out that when Shulk has a legal problem, she goes to Matt Murdock. When Matt Murdock has a legal problem,
let's put it this way.
Fixes it.
Let's put it this way. You don't.
If this involves a bikini, I will throw something at you.
You don't cut your own hair. Even if you're a barber, you don't cut your own hair.
I'm just saying, like, if you go to court with She-Hulk and I go to court with Matt Murdock, I feel comfortable.
I remember this episode of Tales of the Gold Monkey.
You're totally taking this with you, aren't you?
No. I totally remember them strapping the bottle to be a makeshift level. I totally remember that.
I've used many a bottle as a level.
Bottles level me out, boy. I tell you, motherfucker. So, anyway, the All-Mother?
They're dumping Broxton.
A couple of beers.
Down to.
How are you?
The All-Mother is breaking up because the 3-part just seems weird. And I think they recognize that. They're like, we're just going to have one telling Thor what to do. You other two are going to go to other places.
Yeah. No. Although, Asgardia is leaving. She's leaving. Roz tries to get Thor to stay, and of course, he's got things to accomplish, so he really can't. Now, in a weird little, I don't understand the point routine, Thor recruits Jane to go with Asgardia.
What it is, and
I missed that.
It's totally logical. It actually makes it's actually sad they haven't done this sooner, in a sense, that in all the planetary councils, planetary being the wrong word, but they've never had a Midgard representative,
right? Which
makes no sense.
Yeah, when you think about it, it follows.
So they're finally addressing that, and it's like, well, we have a character that we're not using. Jane Foster will be the Midgard representative, and that there's a logic to that.
Yep. No, I can see that, but she has this weird conversation. She's got some strange ethical problem with being cured of her cancer magically, which kind of irritates me because nobody flat out wants to die.
No, but you know what? If you're not comfortable with the... Let's say, for example, and I don't know Jane Foster's character well enough, but let's say you're religious, and the idea that that could happen, like, played into where you might end up. Not every... there's a lot of people who make choices that aren't necessarily the best for them, and sometimes they recognize that because they're looking at deeper reasons, right or wrong. And you know what? If you've had Thor swoop in enough times and fuck up your life enough times, you're like, no, this is what I'm dealt with, this is what I'm going to go out with. Some people are stubborn, and stop looking at me, to the point where they make a choice, right or wrong.
True.
And the amount that Thor has been involved with her life and both saved it and caused damage, you're like, you know what? I've had your solutions. I'm done with those. I think it at least fits a character arc. I also get your point, like, you know, you put some sort of horrible disease in me and, like, I'll magic that away. Well, fuck yes, you will. Also, if you could make me taller.
Can they do that? Because I could use, like...
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do what you need to do. Break a bone, man. I'm good. We're simpatico. What are those weird circles on your chest? You know what? I don't need to know. You be you. I'll be me. Things will be good.
So they finally decide, look, we've done so much damage. We've got to get the fuck out of here. But we're not going to leave you in the cold. We're going to leave you a well that never runs dry.
A bunch of gold.
We're going to give you a
some
whole
sacrificial
load of
goats.
We're going to give you like a place to fucking live.
Yes, Thor takes his own home and just drops it.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't never living there, no how.
You know, that was my next point. It's like, really, like, as sacrifices go...
As many Thors as we've read, I have never seen him in his own fucking castle.
Nope. Depending on who's writing him, he's either on Midgard, Avengers Mansion, banging somebody. Like, you know, he is not jumping in there and freaking hanging out in his own abode.
Nope, he isn't.
I bet you he kept his goat shelter. I mean, that's only fair.
Oh, sure. I mean, Tangrost and Tangreasy need...
How the fuck do you remember that?
Come on.
I
Mythology guy over here. For God's
Fair
sake.
enough.
Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder. Come on. Like, I'm not going to know fucking Norse mythology.
All right, I'll give you that.
I even know Ratatosk. You know who the fuck Ratatosk is?
I assume it's part rat.
No. Squirrel.
Fuck off.
No, serious. The fucking Norse fucking squirrel god. Look it up, dude. I'm not even kidding. You can do it. You can look
You know
it
how
up.
close you are to being punched in the forehead right now?
I'm not lying.
Neither am I.
It's so ludicrous that you think I'm fucking with you, but I'm not.
In French, le rongeur is the rodent.
Okay.
That's the only word I remember from fucking 4 years of French, but hey. Oh no, la corbeille is a trash can.
Oh, well, there's La Corbeille, which is where many of these comics will end up one day. At any rate, we've made it. This is our longest episode in forever, so we need to fucking wrap this up.
Bless you, fuckers!
Good night.
The Mean Geek is recorded live at the Reverend Mad Duck's apartment whenever the hell we can get to it. Find us on Facebook, Stitcher, Twitter under @TheMeanerGeek. Subscribe to us through RSS.
Or we can be located at our own site, www.themeingeek.com. And most importantly of all, you can find us as a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network.
Email us directly at themeanergeek@gmail.com.
Can I drink now?
You may.